Nothing in your life or our world is happening accidentally, and you are alive now to do something really incredible, which is probably why it might have felt stressful to you, or you might have looked at your life and thought something was going wrong, or you could have looked at the world and believed the same thing, that things are falling apart and you're a little afraid. Well, I'm telling you, you're at the best place you could possibly be in your life because now the only way for you to go is up. And you've heard that so often, but what if it were true? And I happen to know that it was true. I also heard that we have an eclipse coming up, a full moon actually, on the 14th. So I said, let me go and look and see what Wilhelm had given me on that date last year, because what happens is they have given me information ahead of time. That may not make sense, but I will read it to you and I'll also prove it because I want you to understand that there are no limits to what you can achieve. And as you live, you may develop some skills or abilities or talents that you never knew you had. And a lot of times that comes about when you're under pressure, when you're like being pushed. And many people in the world are feeling that right now. However, I will tell you it's for a great reason because, see, you're here to create this much better world. And that can only happen when you decide to love yourself and to take the next step on your journey. But what happens on that journey, as this message said, your broken parts are revealed first. You know, that trauma that you're still moving through, where you thought you couldn't do something or you weren't the person who couldn't accomplish some great feat, or maybe you thought you were being punished for something and that's why you had this terrible life, or why you're going through all this conflict, or you're experiencing all of this fear and lack of confidence. The only reason is you had to see the broken parts before you could fix them. And then once you fix them, then you're on your way and you're healed and you're helping the world change because that's why you also exist. I posted something, I'm writing several things on my Substack. One is the solution to your life. Because, see, I was given the solution to your life. I didn't know that before. It kept being revealed to me that I had that. My entire life was doing that. And how did it happen? In 1989, when I sat down and started writing Wilhelm, which I didn't understand why I was doing it, I didn't understand why I was saving it. You have things that you've done as well like that you didn't know why you were doing it, but it had meaning in your life. And once you find and live that meaning, you are living the life you're supposed to have. So I am going to do a channeling session on that date, on the 14th of March. So you'll be able to see that and you'll be able to register. It'll be a free one because then there's also another event at the end of the month on the 29th that's going to be really powerful as well. I never know this is happening. I'm just going to be really clear about this because I want you to let go of your disbelief about what you can achieve or accomplish because you don't know. Because it's tomorrow. You only will discover who you are the next day. It's a process that you move through. And so when I heard that that full moon was coming up, I said, well, I guess I'm supposed to do something. So let me see which message Wilhelm gave me. Then also let me see if it's energetically connected to the movement of our planets or the galaxies that I didn't understand. I'm just receiving information. You may think there's no connection to everything that's going on in the world, but many philosophers and scientists and physicists have seen that, yeah, there is. And I was given that information in a completely different way, which was challenging for me because I couldn't verify it to you before now, before we had artificial intelligence. That's what also happens. We develop as humans and we develop new technologies that give us more ability to understand things and to live better lives. And I just happen to be the person who decided to sit down and for 36 years receive information that would shift the world and shift your life. Now, you may think that's not possible, but it's been proven. First of all, it's been proven through me because there's no way that I could be 74 years old now and have healed everything that went on in my life and in my body specifically. And I'm going to document all of that as well because I want you to understand that it is a process. But let me share with you this message because I want you to have it so you'll understand. It's every year we may think that things are happening um, at different times, but everything is really happening at once. You've heard of this before. Other people have talked about it. And I love Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, because he was talking about it. We could get to just living in the moment, then everything would be great. But we don't typically do that because we have our consciousness still to deal with. But once you understand and learn how to channel your consciousness, because that's what you're doing always, then you live this great life. But this is the message, and it will probably make a lot of sense to you now, because the way that Wilhelm gives me things is over years. And then they'll go back and explain it so that we can see it and understand it a little differently. So it started last year. The eclipse is going to, I mean, the full moon is going to be March 14th. So your broken parts are revealed first. This process occurs during your evolutionary journey, and it is the same for your current planetary ascension. The parts that were broken within you were your understanding and acceptance of your importance and life's journey. It requires a shift in your consciousness, and the message we provided a year ago will aid you today. Then the year before, you were always wanted. About a year ago, we sent a message saying you were needed in the world now. Today, we make that point again, but also to align you with your purpose. You were born to be in the world during its restructuring so you might help create the life and world you want to experience. You can only accomplish that goal by understanding and accepting your importance. Everything we have given you was to that end, and its purpose was to cause you to love who you are and your life journey. You will embody your authentic self when you release your judgments of yourself and others. Your civilization is moving through a massive change, and it can only accomplish its goals when more of you love yourselves. We began in 2012 and gave you that goal on this date. Being you is your only goal. When you decide to have a physical life experience, you know that becoming the actualized being, that is you, will involve the most significant level of expansion and evolvement. Whenever you deviate from this path, you experience some difficulty in your experience, which acts as an alert of sorts to help you remember your intention. You often attempt to become someone else through envy, jealousy, emulation, or any other behavior that dismisses the real you. The journey is the most challenging thing you do, provides you with the most significant rewards, and is all you truly desire. And there was a little ending that just said the same thing. That's all you are doing in your life is coming to own who you are. But because your consciousness has been changed in a particular way that may not have served you or our world, I was given information that will help you understand who you are. That's why I said that Wilhelm gave us the solution to your life and to our world. Because they said if everyone were to do this, just think, we wouldn't be fighting anymore. We wouldn't have wars. We wouldn't be doing any of that because we would understand the importance, the equality, the the need for every human soul to be on the earth. And that's the work that I was given. So, but healing the broken parts, because the broken parts that were within me, where I couldn't own that this had happened, are the same that are within you. But when you come to the challenge sessions or check out the work in the program, you will understand so much more because I've spent the last several months putting together little groups of programs that Wilhelm has given me over time that can have you open up your consciousness and discover more of who you are. Now, the full program will take you to heights you can't believe, and it will cause you to heal everything and become the person you are meant to be. And that is something that was so surprising to me to say, wait a minute, my life did that? Yes, and your life will do even more because that's how this works. You just have to become willing. But I hope to see you at the channeling session. Check out all the work and know that this is the time that you're meant to become your best self. And I do know that. The other thing, too, when I started doing live channeling and private channeling, that was the most surprising because when I'm in that dimension, I can answer any question. And what happened was I knew that you didn't have any problems. You don't have any difficulties. You just can't see the way around them. Wilhelm has given me all the ways around them, and this is why I'm sitting here. You can do the same thing. See you soon.